Let's warm up. We want to move in our warm-up. Swing your arms, knees up. I'm Rhoda. Welcome to Fab and Fit over 40 and beyond. Knees up and twist here. Started this channel because in my 40s and 50s, I worked my body way too hard and didn't necessarily eat properly for perimenopause and menopause and post-menopause at this point, forward and back here. So this channel's evolved to work with women over 40 to really help us understand what's going on with our bodies, how our hormones are affecting our weight, and how our workouts, reach out here, are affecting our weight and our hormone balance. Because there's a lot more going on than meets the eye. So that's why I've really kind of targeted into that kind of work here, because I think it's very important out and in. They are just now starting to study women separate from men as far as diet and exercise goes. For example, intermittent fasting. They are showing that that is not a good option for women. And I'll go till noon, 1 o'clock without eating. Not anymore. I have protein now in the morning. Arms up and down, because it's proven to kickstart metabolism. Let's swing the arms. Today, we're going to kickstart metabolism by doing strength training. Core focused, total body, but core focused, and abs up and over here. Many of these exercises focus on that core body because that supports us in balance, but also, let's go down and up here. We want to work those abs, which is part of our core. I know that. Down and up. I have a variety of dumbbells. I have 5 all the way up to 20. If you have options, have them around you. If not, that's fine. Grab soup cans and water bottles if you don't have dumbbells. A chair if you're modifying. There is one modification where you will be in a chair. We're going to start with what I call a deadlift and then a crossover deadlift. So I'm going to go heavy. I'm going my 20s. I just hold them in front of me. So nice flat back here. Driving the hips back. Dumbbells graze down below the knees. Drive through your hips. Come on up and squeeze the glutes. And then we're going to cross to one foot, loading that glute, and the other foot. And if you're new here, and you're new to fitness, or you're come back to fitness, and you're saying, oh my gosh, 20 pounds, what's she doing? I don't want to get bulky. You're not going to get bulky. Start with what you have, but as things become easy, you need to increase your dumbbells, because heavier dumbbells get you quicker results. Other side here. And I'm going to go to my 15. And you can use a chair if you'd like here. We're going to pull to the shoulder, dumbbell down, pulling back, okay? So palm facing your knee. Use a chair for balance if you need it. Pull up to the shoulder, then palm faces the other knee. Pull it back. And back. Working the back of the torso here. That is part of core. We really want to work those abs, I know. And so often I'll find that people are doing too much ab work without enough back work. And that makes an imbalance, which negatively affects your posture. You certainly don't want to do that. 1, because it's just not good for you, but 2, it can lead to falls. It can lead to falls. If your posture is not, if you're not strong in the front and the back, your balance is not going to be ideal, right? So we want to work the back. And so this is definitely core focused. Other side here, pulling up to the shoulder first. In the intro, I talked about how hormones affect weight. Well, estrogen and progesterone being all over the place certainly affects weight, causes us to retain weight and fat around our midsection, especially after 40. But there's another hormone in play that they're really starting to zero in on, and that is cortisol. Cortisol responds to stress. When you're stressed, your cortisol levels go up. When your cortisol levels go up, your metabolism goes down. We don't want that. Now, we all know, all right, we're going to go to bicep curls with a knee up, so I'm going to go with my 10s here. We all know that we're stressed, right? Stress happens. Up and down here, alternating knee. We'll start with your right knee. Deep breath. So when stress happens, and down, whether it's a crash diet, too much exercise, you're almost in a car accident, you have a stressful job, you have a big event coming up that you're looking forward to, but you've got a lot of work to do. All of those things involve stress. Some's good, some bad. So crash diet, stress. Crash diets aren't good, but you're trying to do something good for yourself, right? Exercise is good. You're trying to do something good for yourself. But if you exercise too much over 40, 30 minutes a day, ideal. If you're doing, an hour in the gym, an hour and a half, I'm going to go with my 15s here for what I call an up and over deadlift, drilling into those obliques again. So we're coming down, we're coming up and over. So using from the waist, a little different than that crossover, as if you're holding a bar here. Come down on one side, come up and over, other side. So if you're elevating your stress, you have stress in your life, your cortisol is trying to protect you. It's releasing and elevating because you're stressed, whether it's from a workout and you're going to the gym, you're doing an hour, hour and a half, or you're still running, which I did well into my 50s, even at 60s and at some point. I finally had to quit. But regardless, when you do too much like that, side lunge to a bicycle crunch, I'm going to grab an 8. You have a modification here. We're going to step into the lunge, or you're going to just tap out, come up with a crunch, more core. Get ready. Here we go. I'm gradually getting to this explanation, right? So when your cortisol is out of whack, it's too high, your metabolism is too low, and guess what? Because cortisol is not where it should be, in a normal, quote, normal range, that affects estrogen, progesterone, and all the other hormones that are going on in your body. So not only is your stress hormone elevated and your metabolism lowered, your estrogen and progesterone, among other hormones, is more out of balance than it would be because you're perimenopause, menopause, post-menopause. So you can see how that's really a double, triple whammy, right? So these are the things that I learned the hard way. I gained 12 pounds, going the other direction, when I had stress in my life that was not a bad stress. It wasn't. It was good stress. I had family who was living with me, my daughter and her husband, and their 10-day-old baby when they moved in. It was wonderful. My first grandchild. But it just changed how things went in my life, and it caused stress. Good stress. However, over the course of about 7 months, I gained 12 pounds. So what was I doing? I was running farther. I was working out harder. I was just killing myself in my joints and not losing. So of course, the trainer in me is like, what is going on? I mean, we've learned, once over quick about hormones. I'm going to grab 1-8. I'll stick with this. This is our cardio blast. This is a strength workout, but we want to get blood moving now. So we're just going to swing the dumbbell and tap the toe back. A skater will go right leg back first. And get ready. Here we go. So they don't really teach us that, when we get certified. And I got certified 22 years ago, so that was a long time ago. And I do continued ed. Every 2 years I have 15 CEUs I need to do, so 15 hours of training. And even then, it's really hard to find training that talks about cortisol and hormones. So in my research on my own, I learned what might be going on with me, that good stress was causing the weight gain. So what did I do? As hard as it was, we gotta stretch here. Let's bring the toe up, taking it back. My heart rate is going here, that's good. As hard as it was, I gave up strength training and running and all of that hardcore stuff for 1 month. And I did gentle yoga. You wanna know what happened? The 12 pounds like disappeared. I was eating the same. I was exercising, burning less calories. But because I was correcting my cortisol levels, I lost weight. I'm sold on that. All right, we have a goblet squat. I'm gonna grab my 20. Modifiers, you're gonna sit in your chair. So have a seat. You'll see me right now setting up the workout with a dumbbell between the ankles. And you're gonna hold a light dumbbell on either end with your hands. Otherwise, we're gonna squat down. We're gonna come up with a twist, squeeze the glute. Working the core, working the glutes, working the legs. So I am convinced that keeping our stress levels as in check as we can, whether it's good or bad stress, doing breathing exercises, doing some meditation, going for a walk, whatever works for you is going to help with that potential weight gain, and it's not going to happen, okay? And that's what we want, right? We do not want that weight gain happening. And if we do, now we know how to correct it. All right, suitcase swing. I'm going to grab an 8. My feet are together. Like I'm swinging a suitcase, I'm going to swing it back, come up, and then I'm going to switch hands. I'm twisting from the torso here, working that core. Follow the dumbbell with your eyes. A little bend in the knees as you go back. You're not squatting. You're hinging from the waist with a flat back here. And twist with me like that. And twist. Good. So if you're new to the channel, that's the type of discussions we have when we're working out. I want to help you understand, not just hit play, get your workout in. I want you to understand how to properly treat your body over 40. And rest. Good. All right. I'm going to keep my 8. It's what I call a lawnmower position because a lawnmower pull, it's like you're pulling a lawnmower. But we're going to stay in this position. We're going to pull and press. You're going to feel that in the core here. Here we go. Pull it, press it, back to your starting position. And you don't need to get this dumbbell to the floor. In fact, it's really all about the rotation and the press. You're going to feel the upper back right there, biceps working, shoulders assisting, but those obliques, that waistline, getting targeted right now. Feel it yet? I hope so. I feel that. In a good way. You know, it's nice to feel your body move. Our bodies are made to move. We lose sight of that. Remember when recess was so fun when we were kids? When did we stop playing? I think we need to play more. And I know it's really hard to fit that into life, right? But what little things can you do to help make your life just a little more fun? Because we have one life. You have a finite number of days on this earth. Make every one of them worth it. Even if it's a day where you've got so much going on and you just don't know how you're going to get through the day, if you can schedule 10 minutes, even if it's just to put your head down on your desk, just give yourself a little break. Give your mind a rest. That's going to help your body rest. That's why I like exercise. All right, I'm going to stick with my 8. You do have a modification. This is the last modification. You're going to do a side leg raise. We're going to do a squat. I'm going to stand on my leg with my dumbbell. We're going to swing it up to overhead. Follow me. Swing it down, bring it up and hold it. Squat and press. Or side leg raise and press. If you want to put both feet down here, if you're just starting out and balance, this is a little much. It probably is. This is an advanced move. So put both feet down. But anyway, you can program in a little bit of relief. I find exercise, not when I'm recording, I try to think, I try to pay attention, but just doing my own thing. I can shut down my brain. It's the only time my brain shuts down. My brain is going 24/7, I think. And just letting your mind be still for that half hour that you're exercising, it can really impact your life. I have felt that. I have seen that. So just different ways, and everybody's different, and you may not know what will work for you. So it is a trial and error. Here we go. I've just tried something new. It's called somatic work, and it's about getting in touch with your nervous system and past traumas, because we've all had traumatic experiences in our life, some more than others, but releasing any built-up negativity in your nervous system. And I have to say, I've just started the past few days. I found a program on YouTube, and I can feel it. I can feel how I'm a little less stressed, and that's working for me. So all of those things come into play. All right, let's go 5s. Go on light here. You can do this without dumbbells. We're going to hold the dumbbells like a box. See the box, the bottom part of the box? Just like you're going to squeeze and lift the knee just like the bicep curl. Pull the tummy tight. Good. This one's tough. You're holding these dumbbells up, or if you're putting down your dumbbells and doing this without dumbbells, you're still holding your arms up, and gravity is pulling on these upper arms, making them heavy. So it's not unusual to be at the end of this little circuit, this little exercise here, and feel like your shoulders are fried. Good. All right. We have that little cardio blast. Just want to get blood flowing, like the shoulders, right? They're like burning right now. So if we move, and we're going to move them like this, tapping the heel behind the body. We'll go right leg up first, your right side. Just to move and get the shoulders, arms up and down. Here we go. And we don't have to hop and jump. We don't have our heart rate going through the roof. In fact, that's not a good idea. Again, back to the subject of this video. Second subject. First subject is let's get a workout, right? Second subject of what increases your cortisol level. Jumping up and down, that's what. Getting your heart rate at the top of your cardio range or even above it stresses your body. You don't have to get it to the point where you're dripping sweat and you can barely breathe in order to get a good workout, in order to burn fat. All right, let's round the back here. I feel the lower tension in that lower back, all this ab work. And flatten. We got one more circuit. Round it. And flatten. And then we'll stretch that inner thigh. This next circuit is core body. You ready for it? We're going to start with a swing through to a twist. I'm going to grab a 10-pound dumbbell. I'm going to hold it goblet style. Toes are wide, pointing towards me. You're going to, between the knees, come up. Once you're here, twist to one side, back to center, and down and up. We'll twist to your right first. Start with your swing through, though. Though. Here we go. Twist. Bend in the knees there. Abs tight. You should feel them working. Try and keep that back flat. I just rounded my back a little bit. Flat back. Twist. Working the back, which is core. Working the abs. Core. Working the waistline. Yeah, what is it? Core. Getting all of these muscles in that core right here. Good. All right. I'm going to grab a heavy dumbbell. So if you have a heavy dumbbell to do oblique leans, go ahead and grab it. I'm going to grab an 8-pound dumbbell for the shoulder press. So we're going to lean and press. So follow me. You're going to lean towards your heavy dumbbell, little bend in the knees here, keeping this dumbbell on your shoulder. Lean, come on up, press. And lift. Think about lifting with your waistline, the part of the waist that is underneath the dumbbell that you're pressing overhead. That's lifting you up out of this lean. So here's something I want you to avoid. Lifting the dumbbell, all right? The dumbbell is just a counterbalance there. And it's all about you lifting it with your waist. Good. This one's going to end right on the buzzer. Excellent. Switching it on up to the other side. We haven't done a core-focused total body in quite a while. And I thought January, perfect time if you're watching this when it releases. It released in January. Of course, it'll be on the channel forever. Let's lean, come up, press. So if you like it, you hit the like button, you hit the thumbs up. That will put it in your liked playlist. So everybody has a YouTube homepage. A lot of us don't necessarily know that. Click on your name. There'll be a circle next to it. Click on that. That's going to take you to your homepage. And you have options. There's like history, like what did I watch on what days? And then there's playlists. And if you click on playlists, you will see your liked videos all in one place. And there it is. Okay. We are into a halo with a squat. I am going to grab a 10. And I did not do a modification for this, but you're going to just do a halo one direction and a halo the other direction, okay? I'm going to add a squat just because it's total body. So we're going to go halo around and squat other direction, or you're just doing the halo, okay? If the knee bending is too much, you got plenty squat-wise with those leg extensions, right? Those are hard from a seated position. I would record it, but I'm on limited time here. I have somebody that I am a client of, a massage therapist, who has lent me this space. To the end of the year, you'll see something different come late January, probably early February, but very limited weekend time. So I'm going to have to pack up, but just do the halo there. All right, hammer curl, so the head of the weight comes up at the same time. You're going to lift that leg to the side, you're going to hit your glute, and you're going to hit that waistline from a different direction here. Right arm. And left. And right. I have my heart rate up. Many of these are compound moves. So we have upper and lower moving at the same time. What that does is elevate your heart rate. And that's how you train your heart. You don't have to beat yourself up. You don't have to be barely breathing, like breathing so hard you can't get air. All you have to do is make the heart work a little harder, and it gets stronger. Over time, it gets a lot stronger. And what happens is, one beat sends so much oxygenated blood out to your body, your heart doesn't have to beat again so quickly. That's why our heart rate stays lower. Grab your chair. Everybody, I should say that everybody needs a chair. We're going to do a kick back, come in, hydrant, back, in, hydrant. Feel the waistline work there. That's glute, outer glute and waistline. Your glutes feed into that core body. If you think about it, they are part of the core. On the lower end, they connect to that lower back. So they are in play here. Almost there. You got the glutes on the other side, and then 30-second cardio, and bam, you are done. Whew, all right. Kicking back, hydrant, and then cardio, okay? Keep breathing. So real quick, finish up on the heart rate. As you get more fit, and I mentioned this in a video a couple months ago and got a lot of comments back. I didn't know that. That makes sense. Now I get it. It's not something we really think about. You're strengthening your heart, so every beat of your heart is more effective. It's pumping more blood because it's stronger, and that blood has oxygen, and that's going out to feed your body, your muscles, your organs. So if you're fit and your heart rate is strong, it's not going to beat as often. So when you do work, exercise, you'll notice over time that it's harder and harder to get your heart rate up into what it was when you started. And that's just showing you your progress. All right, I'm going to grab my 5s. That is not saying you're not working hard enough, okay? We're going to lateral walk and punch. So we're going off to your right. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have gotten that question. So I mentioned it in the video, and I got lots of responses. Wow, that makes sense. Okay, now I get it. I thought I was working as hard as always. My heart rate just wasn't, we all have these watches now that are tracking our heart rate, and it just isn't getting up to where it was 3 months ago when I started working out with you, Rhoda. Well, that's why. That just means your heart is stronger. There it is. And real quick, think about it. Your heart is going to beat a finite number of times. If we can spread out how often it beats, what might happen? You have the potential to live longer, a lot longer. Good for you. All right, let's reach up and over, stretch that waistline. I'm gonna throw in some confetti here because y'all like that. I've heard so many people, clients and people on the channel, loving the confetti. We should celebrate. We get a lot done in half an hour. You don't have to do that long workout. Stretch right here. In fact, like I said, you don't necessarily want to. Consistency. Consistency is important. Other side here. Quality is important. Are you doing the right workout for your age? Are you lifting weights over 40? You have to be lifting weights over 40. Clasp your hands behind your back and roll your shoulders back. That is how you get to keep eating, because we lose anywhere from 3 to 7-8% of our muscle every decade. Thumbs back here. It's a lot. And as you have less muscle, you burn less calories because muscle burns calories. Roll your shoulders here. Go ahead and pat yourself on the back. Grab an elbow, lean out of this. Thank you everybody for supporting this channel by liking, subscribing, sharing this with your friends. Grab an elbow on the other side. It is making a difference. We're growing and growing, and that is a wonderful thing because I want to keep doing this. Toe up, lean back here. Those of you that financially help the channel, I really appreciate it. It's certainly not expected. YouTube workouts are free, and the way you can pay the channel is to subscribe, like, and share, and comment. But if you do want to support the channel financially and you are able, there is a super thanks underneath the workout. You just press on that. It doesn't commit you to anything, but you could choose at that point to support the channel. Grab your chair. I also, every video, pop up a buy me a coffee here. And the only reason I go into detail, tell you how these things work, is because I do get asked. Not because I expect it. I appreciate it. I don't expect it. Push on your knee here. Buy me a coffee. You just bring your phone over to that QR code. And if you're on your phone, that might be a little bit of a challenge. So try the super thanks. But if you can, snap that QR code, and that'll bring you to a page, which is my Buy Me a Coffee page. And you can choose to support the channel there as well. And it is a choice. It's not automatic just by clicking on it. Nothing's going to happen unless you want it to. And I appreciate it. I do. It's a lot of fun to get up after a video is released, especially, and see that people have chosen to support this channel. Roll your shoulders here. That lets me know you're liking the content, and of course, liking, sharing, commenting, and as the subscriptions grow, that tells me you're liking the content. Deep breath in. Fill your lungs. Exhale all that air out. One more time, deep breath. Big smile because you did it. Exhale. I love you, ladies. Thank you for joining me today. Come back often. Please subscribe if you've not subscribed. If I said that enough, I just love for people to join us on this journey. Have a wonderful day or evening, and I will see you next time.